I'm hearing you talking about this. I want to share what happened yesterday, I guess it was. I had most of the day off. But and I had things to do and practical. I'm getting this thing about practical, taking care of the body, mind, that kind of stuff. I had certain things, I had to do. But I also there were several times during the day where the mind it started going into the future and the past. A lot of the mind goes into the future. But this time, sometimes I just, sometimes I just kind of recognize that it's within consciousness I'm viewing this. I love the word viewing that you use because somehow it works for me. And a viewer is not the mind for me. It's just it's seen and it's and so and I like when you say exploration, because that's also another thing that just works for this body mind, is the exploring something. And so I saw it, and I saw the mind going, and usually there's signals for me now that I'm beginning to see as well, is that, like duration, of course, that it's going to stay there for a while. It's going to build more narrative. It's going to add to the story. What details should I put into this story? How should I draw this monster? And, and that kind of stuff. And then I also noticed, like, yeah, but you've got to think about, and so forth and so on. And so then I noticed that, okay, then I begin to create a narrative that I have to handle this. and so I'm viewing that too. And so the long story short on this is that what I recognize is, for me anyway, what I seem to recognize is that there's a narrative, and I check out what I hear people always talking about. Maybe is it something practical? Yes, you do it. Do you need to put oil in the car? Yes, you do it. But it's the narrative of that. I haven't done the right thing. People are, I didn't do this. I didn't get something. This is too much. I just noticed these things, and I basically into the future and into the past, and self-criticism and so forth and so on. So I noticed that. And I just remained as the viewer, and something else would come along as practical. And I said, well, just do the next thing, And so I could try to move towards it. And if I don't move to it properly or in the best possible way, then I'm back into the me also, because I'm trying to control things. I'm just trying to manipulate and control things. It's very much of me. And
yes.
So yeah.
John, you're doing the right thing. That's perfect. Just keep returning to the viewing. I'm just viewing, okay? Irrespective of what keeps arising on the screen, you're just viewing. Don't get your hands dirty. Don't try to fix it. Whatever arises. Remain as you are. Do nothing. Just be the viewer, because you are the viewer. It's not like, I'm not talking about something very special you need to do. Right now, you're perceiving this. We are the perceiving element. Remain as that. Keep going to that. Don't get involved.
Yeah, I did it today again. Also today, somebody at work was talking about life insurance. Oh my God, I don't have enough life. What my son, and I started going into the future again. And I started feeling same thing. I viewed it, and it took me about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before I really caught onto it, And I said, whoa, I'm viewing this.
You have all your time, there's no rush. Don't worry.
Well, I don't have to go there. It's just some, it's a cloud that's getting darker and changing, looking menacing and, and so forth and so on. And yet I'm the brightness around it, just viewing it, and
yes.
But I also think that I want to be practical too. So that comes up, but I still allow that to even be viewed. It's all being viewed.
Right. Just keep
And
in mind the following, that in being practical, there is no perfection in being practical. In other words,
yes,
we do our best with being practical with the body, with the world, with our jobs, with our insurance, etc. But there's, it's that's not where perfection is, because it's always going to be better insurance, a better rate is going to always be better somewhere which we haven't found about, and we hear about it and we go, oh wow. So the
well,
the perfection is not out there. The perfection is in the peace.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only thing perfect.
Perfection is in being. That's where the
Yeah,
perfection is. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Uh,
of course, sometimes we hear something and we say, "Oh, okay, that'll be a good idea. Maybe I should look into this new plan, this new insurance plan." But with the understanding that there is nothing at stake for me.
yeah, yeah. That's harder. That's harder for me. That's harder, but it's there. And so it's the exploration and the practice of it, I think, in some sense for me,
Yes. Yes.
because the more I see it, I see how it really is true. Somehow it's more functional, but I'm not trying to be the most functional. There's always, see the me playing in this, So
Yeah.
move in a way that's loving and caring, or
Right.
doing the best I can. But then there's a part of me that says, kind of like, F it. If I die, I die. I didn't do the right thing. I didn't do the right thing. Oh, well.
In the end, we do our best with the world, body, mind, which is impermanent. There is that understanding. Okay, we're playing the game the best we can, the best we know. We don't do the regret game or
Yeah.
the fear of missing out game. We don't do unhappy games. What's the point? Why get involved in unhappy games of missing out? Or no, we just do our best with the body, mind, knowing very well that it's a temporary appearance. It's like a night dream, but it's a daydream. It's a dreamlike. And
Yeah.
what I am has nothing to do. I'm not affected by the dream. But the dream, I can learn some things from the dream. I can learn that the more I resist, the more I take myself to be a separate personal entity, the more miserable it is. The life shows us that. Life offers us for free this teaching. It's like, okay, you want to suffer? Be somebody. Oh, you want to suffer more? Well, be somebody special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life, we can learn about how to be in the dream as the peace, how the dream can be a sweet dream, a peaceful dream, a gentle dream, a loving dream, a harmonious dream. And the more we trust consciousness, the more the dream sweetens.
Mm.
It doesn't sweeten because we have discovered the new insurance plan, a better insurance plan. No. The dream sweetens because of consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abiding as being, abiding as present, is abiding as universal being, as the whole the abundance, the infinite creativity of being, you see. Usually we think that my mind can develop the right strategy if I join the right organization, join the right group, if I do this or that.
Yeah.
I will be happy and things will be better for me. That's not true.
Well, I can even do that with the non-duality. In other words, I can do that with saying, okay, just being how, just what is my true nature? Okay, and the strategy is, that I can, avoid this pain or avoid this kind of thinking. And I'm more and more comfortable with allowing it to be as it is.
Right.
And
See, the
go ahead.
thing
Sorry, go ahead.
about the thing about Advaita, the non-dual teaching, is about killing you. It's not about feeding you and making you a better person, it's about killing you.
Right, exactly.
So if you think that you are benefiting from non-duality and it's not killing you, you're doing something else than non-duality. All right. Here we are in the business. We are in the business of killing ignorance.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes.
The ghost, the ghost hiding in the closet or under the bed, the me character, which we believe what we are, that we are in the process of killing that. And it's so simple to do, because everything which appears to you, the me character, the me story, the sensations that appear to you, you are not. You are not
right.
that which you perceive. It's so simple. You are not that which you perceive. But there is a habit of identifying with a certain sensation, with a certain image, with a certain train of thoughts. And that the habits are stubborn. It's
Yeah.
like, we like to have, a drink, and before you know it, the body is addicted to the drink, So there is a process of uh, not going in the direction of the habit.
Yeah. And Magdi, I mean, you say about killing oneself, but I also think of it this way. I think what is it? Rupert Spira uses the guy on stage, and he's really John Smith, or I can't remember the names, but anyway, I don't go to stage much, but anyway, but so I kind of see this as this exploration sometimes, as taking the clothes off of the actor on stage, and so in that sense that's dying, because the actor, I'm not the actor, but the person being played on stage, is finally disappears, because I realize I'm John Smith, and I realize that I'm conscious, and so the character isn't needed, and so in a way it's kind of like that. Maybe it's like when they say watching yourself disappear, maybe, or disappearing. At least that seems to be more of it when I do this exploration now. But I feel like I'm a beginner, so but it's okay. Everything's okay. I know that it's true, and I know that I am listening to you, and I do what I do, and
what you are, the reality which perceives right now is invisible.
Yes.
You can perceive a tree, you can perceive a thought, you can perceive the sensation of hunger, but you cannot perceive that which perceives. You cannot perceive it phenomenally, right?
That's easy now for me. I say that's easy for me. You might be able to tell me that it may not be by my story. But the other thing with this, Magdi, is that I see that what the mind says, though, is you may be a viewer, okay, and you're not this and you're not that, but you need to put oil in that car, and you need to do this and you need to do that. You're not taking care of yourself.
Right. And we tell the mind, sure, no problem. And we say, okay, the gauge says low, or the red light is blinking. Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Take care of that. But the fact that I am using the body-mind vehicle to put oil or gas in the automobile does not mean that I am the vehicle. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
The fact that I am using this vehicle, this body-mind vehicle right now, to speak in English to you, right, does not mean that I am the vehicle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where it's easier. Go ahead.
The vehicle has specific characteristics. Some minds are male, some female, some tall, some short, some come from different cultures, have different skills, different personalities. That's the vehicle, the instrument.
Yeah.
And the fact that I use an instrument in order to perform certain activities in the world, body, mind,
Yeah.
does not mean that I am the instrument.
Right.
You always
Right.
return to what I is. I is the zero and the infinity. Before the one, before two, before three,
Right.
zero, infinity.
Right.
The still point, the stillness, the soul.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. So I have the stuff, and there's conceptually that's known as well, and also experientially begin to understand the piece, or it certainly seems like the piece, and so it just, I have, when I say, okay, sure, fine, put the oil in the car, whatever, do whatever, and I do the best I can. That's where the problem is putting oil in the car, or whatever you're supposed to do in some sense to take care of oneself, do whatever, is really is a part of loving the person, and loving, it's a loving act, and that is, for me, it seems like that's also what I would do as consciousness. It is a loving, everything is loving, but let go, because nothing is perfect except for.
Sure, we do the best
die.
we can. We do the most loving, the most intelligent things we can in the moment, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
we don't have a crystal ball, and we don't have a super brain. We are what we are. We perceive what we perceive. We understand what we understand about the world, body, mind, and we do what we can, the best we can. What matters is that you don't engage in judgment, in self-judgment or judgment of others. You don't engage in, oh, I should have, would have, why didn't I? You don't engage in creating a judger and a judged, right?
Right.
You say, okay,
Right.
oh, shoot, I should have bought that insurance instead of this insurance. Well, okay, I messed up. Okay, big deal. Let me see. Maybe I can do something about it. Maybe I can't.
Right. Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
I maintain my freedom. I don't make my freedom subject to the best decision about the car or about the insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if your freedom and your happiness is dependent on a certain decision, I mean,
Yeah.
how do you know that you're making the best decision ever? You don't know. You may think you're doing the best decision. Tomorrow you find out that was not the best decision. There was a better decision to make.
Yeah. 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 No,
So we don't compromise our freedom and our happiness.
Yes. Yes. I'm beginning to see that. The compromising, and I'm pretty good. I don't want to make a 50%, 75%, 80% of non-judgmental. Part of that was taught to me to do, psychologically, but also in the reality of there's no judgment on this, because all of it's being viewed. When I'm judging, I'm being viewed. When I create a judging, that's being viewed. All of it's being viewed, and I just think this continuing to see this, explore this.
It is all being viewed. It's true, but it's nice to view a beautiful. You don't want to view judgment and conflict and battle and disputes. You want to view, right? It's sweeter when right? So you don't want to view people abusing each other. You want to view a harmonious. So yes, everything is being viewed. It's true, but at the same time, we don't engage in
Yes.
judgment. Right?
Yep. I'm hearing you, Magdi.
All right, John.
Okay. Thank you, Magdi.
Lovely.